Have you ever wondered if the Antichrist, as mentioned in biblical prophecies, could be alive today? A question that stirs curiosity and apprehension alike. This video will explore 7 intriguing reasons that suggest the possibility. From spiritual deception to global pandemics, these factors intertwine with biblical prophecies in ways you might not expect. Let's delve into these 7 reasons one by one. The first reason is the rise of spiritual deception. In today's world, we see an increasing number of people turning away from traditional religious beliefs and practices. This shift towards spiritual apathy or alternative spiritual practices is disconcerting, and is a trend that aligns with biblical prophecies about the rise of the Antichrist. In biblical terms, spiritual deception refers to the deviation from God's word and the acceptance of false beliefs. It's a subtle yet powerful tool that can lead people astray, making them susceptible to manipulation and control. With the advent of the internet and social media, misinformation spreads like wildfire, further fueling this deception. This trend is not just a religious concern but a societal issue as well. It encourages divisiveness, conflict, and a disregard for moral and ethical standards. It's a sign of a society losing its spiritual compass, a prophecy that many believe heralds the rise of the Antichrist. Thus, the prevalence of spiritual deception might suggest that the Antichrist may be alive today. The second reason centers on the moral decay we observe in today's society. This is not a claim made lightly, but rather an observation of a shift away from long-held values and principles. It's as if the compass that once guided us has been cast aside, replaced by a freewheeling relativism where anything goes. This decline in moral standards is not a new phenomenon, but its acceleration in recent years is startling. The Bible paints a vivid picture of a time preceding the Antichrist's arrival, a time marked by widespread moral decay. It tells us of a society where respect for truth, justice, and kindness will be replaced by deceit, corruption, and cruelty. A society where love for one's neighbor is overshadowed by self-interest and disregard for the common good. What we see today, with rampant corruption, escalating violence, and a growing disregard for human life, aligns disturbingly well with these biblical descriptions. It's as if the seeds of moral decay sown in the past are now bearing their bitter fruit. Of course, it's essential to remember that societies have always faced moral challenges, and it's our duty to strive for better. Yet, the scale and nature of the moral decay we see today are unusual and alarming. The widespread moral decay in our society could be another sign of the Antichrist's presence. Next, we have the unparalleled technological advancements of our era. The digital revolution has undeniably brought about significant benefits, from enhanced communication to medical breakthroughs and beyond. However, like any tool, technology can be used for both good and ill. The rise of technology has also brought about the potential for unprecedented control and manipulation. From surveillance technologies that can track our every move, to algorithms that influence our online experiences, and even the potential for artificial intelligence to surpass human intelligence, these developments raise serious ethical questions. Moreover, these technological advancements align with certain interpretations of biblical prophecies about the Antichrist. Some argue that the potential for technology to be used for mass control and manipulation could be a sign of the Antichrist's influence. In a world where our lives are increasingly mediated by screens and algorithms, it's crucial to consider the potential implications of these technological advancements. As we continue to navigate this digital age, let's remember the importance of discernment and vigilance. The misuse of technology could be a sign pointing towards the existence of the Antichrist. The fourth reason is the increase in centralized control in our societies. There's no denying that our world is changing. Power is being concentrated into the hands of a few, whether it's governments or corporations. We're seeing a shift towards centralization where decisions and controls are made by a small group of individuals or entities. This is not just a political or economic phenomenon, it's happening across various spheres of our lives. In many ways, this aligns with the prophecies about the Antichrist's rule. The scriptures speak of a time when the Antichrist will wield immense power, controlling economies, governments, and societies. While we can't say for certain that this is the Antichrist's doing, the parallels between these prophecies and the current trends are hard to ignore. However, it's important to remember that centralized control is not inherently evil. It can lead to efficiency and uniformity. But when it's used to manipulate and control, it becomes a tool for oppression. And that's where the concern lies. The rise in centralized control is not just a societal issue, it's a spiritual one too. This trend towards centralized control could be another sign of the Antichrist's presence. Our fifth reason is the ongoing trend of globalization. This trend has drastically shrunk the world, connecting diverse cultures, economies, and governments like never before. It has ushered in an era of unprecedented interdependence and cooperation among nations, fostering economic growth and technological innovation. However, it's not all rosy. The dark side of globalization reveals a potential platform for a single dominant entity to exercise control over a vast portion of the world's population and resources. This centralization of power aligns with biblical prophecies that foretell the rise of the Antichrist as a charismatic leader with global influence. Furthermore, globalization has led to a blurring of cultural and moral boundaries, potentially paving the way for a global acceptance of the Antichrist's deceptive ideologies. It has also facilitated the rapid spread of information, both true and false, which could be manipulated to serve the Antichrist's agenda. Therefore, globalization might be a sign that the Antichrist is alive today. The sixth reason is the recent pandemic and the controversy surrounding the COVID-19 vaccine. The world has found itself embroiled in a health crisis of epic proportions, the likes of which haven't been seen for over a century. This global calamity, coupled with the ensuing debates and disputes over the vaccine, has led some to draw parallels with biblical prophecies about the end times. In particular, there's been a flurry of discussions, especially within certain religious circles, linking the vaccine to the mark of the beast, as mentioned in the book of Revelation. This belief, often fueled by mistrust in authorities and misinterpretations of biblical passages, has contributed to vaccine hesitancy, despite scientific evidence demonstrating the vaccine's crucial role in combating the virus and saving lives. However, it's important to note that these perceptions are often fueled by misinformation, particularly spread through social media. Experts emphasize that the vaccine is not related to any mark of the beast and is a vital tool to protect against the virus. The pandemic and its aftermath could be seen as a sign of the Antichrist's presence. To wrap things up, let's revisit the 7 reasons we discussed today. First, we delved into the concept of spiritual deception, the manipulation of religious beliefs that can lead to oppressive leadership. This aligns with the idea of the Antichrist as depicted in biblical prophecies. Secondly, we explored moral decay, a societal trend that deviates from biblical principles. This is often manifested through corrupt practices and a disregard for ethical values. The third reason revolves around technological advancements. While technology has undoubtedly enhanced our lives, there's a growing concern about its potential misuse, especially in the hands of a charismatic yet oppressive leader. Next, we discussed centralized control. The consolidation of power, when in the wrong hands, can lead to oppressive rule and societal unrest. This aligns with the biblical depiction of the Antichrist's rise to power. Our fifth reason is globalization trends. As the world becomes more interconnected, the potential for a single entity to wield global influence becomes a realistic possibility. Our sixth point of discussion was the ongoing pandemic and the controversies surrounding the vaccine. Misinformation has led to widespread vaccine hesitancy, creating an environment ripe for manipulation and control. This again aligns with the biblical prophecies of the Antichrist's rise. Lastly, we touched on the belief that the Antichrist is already present in our world today. This belief is based on the alignment of current global trends with biblical prophecies, sparking discussions and debates within religious circles. While these signs are compelling, it's crucial to approach this topic with an open mind and a discerning heart. Thank you for joining us in this thought-provoking exploration.